of CO2, it is released out, and oxidative or whatever the NAD which is present, the coenzymes, these are the two coenzymes, that is coenzyme A and NAD. This pyruvic acid reacts with this, and NAD get reduced to NADH2, and this coenzyme A, when it combines with pyruvic acid, acetyl coenzyme is produced. This is acetylation reaction, or the connecting link between glycolysis and Krebs cycle. When it enters the Krebs cycle in the mitochondrial matrix, oxaloacetic acid or oxaloacetate is present in it. Now I told you already that pyruvic acid is 3-carbon compound. When it is decarboxylated, there is removal of 1 carbon, then it becomes 2-carbon compound, and this oxaloacetate or oxaloacetic acid which is present in the mitochondrial matrix is the 4-carbon compound. Then this 4-carbon compound and this acetyl coenzyme A, that is 2-carbon compound, the first compound which is produced is 6-carbon compound, and that is called as citric acid or citrate. With the addition of water, and as you know, when acetyl coenzyme A combines with oxaloacetate, that is oxaloacetic acid, there is formation of 6-carbon compound now, 4 plus 2, that is citric acid, or you can call it as citrate. And then coenzyme ASH is released in the mitochondrial matrix for the cycling, okay, recycling. That is again, whenever it is required, that it again combines. So it is released in the mitochondrial matrix. So first of all, there is addition of water, that is the first step, that is called as condensation. Then this citrate or citric acid, it removes 1 molecule of water again, and in presence of aconitase enzyme, dehydration takes place. Removal of water, dehydration. Addition of water, hydration. So this removal of water is there, and there is formation of cis-aconitic acid, or this is also called as cis-aconitate. Then again there is addition of water, that is hydration takes place in presence of the same enzyme, and there is formation of isocitrate or isocitric acid. These are all first 3 steps are very simple. Just remember, once this 2-carbon compound acetyl coenzyme enters the mitochondrial matrix, it reacts with malate to form 6-carbon compound citrate, then with the addition of water, and then citrate with the removal and then addition of water through cis-aconitic acid, it forms isocitrate or isocitric acid. Now this, up to this 6-carbon compound, you remember. Until and unless I tell you, you can remember now up to this, it is 6-carbon compound isocitric acid or isocitrate. Now what happens here, in presence of dehydrogenase enzyme, what happens? Always remember, dehydrogenase, hydrogen atom is removed, which is accepted by NADH to form NADH2. So this is the 4th step where there is hydrogenase enzyme working with, this is the first step here where NADH2, first NADH2 is produced to form oxalosuccinic acid. So oxalosuccinic acid is produced from isocitrate or isocitric acid, and then decarboxylation takes place. Decarboxylation is what? Removal of carbon in the form of CO2. So what will happen when one carbon is removed? This 6-carbon compound will will be converted into 5-carbon compound. And what is that 5-carbon compound? Alpha ketoglutarate, or this is also called as alpha ketogluteric acid. One and the same. In presence of decarboxylase as well as dehydrogenase enzyme, this reaction takes place where 6-carbon compound oxalosuccinic acid gets converted into 5-carbon compound with the removal of 1 carbon atom in the form of CO2. So this is called as decarboxylation reaction. At the same time, this is also called as oxidative decarboxylation. Okay, then again this 5-carbon compound alpha ketogluteric acid or glutarate gets converted into 4 carbon compound with again one more remole of carbon, that is in the form of CO2, to form succinyl coenzyme A. How? Because in the matrix which is released here, coenzyme that gets attached again, and then this succinyl coenzyme is formed in presence of the alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase complex. So here at a time, 2 things happen. That is, this 5 carbon compound for alpha ketoglutarate gets converted into 4 carbon compound with decarboxylation. So 4 carbon compound, and coenzyme which is present in the matrix, coenzyme ASH, it gets attached to this, so forms a succinyl coenzyme A. So you remember from here, this is the step where first NADH2 is produced. Here, second is the step where second NADH2 is it's produced. From this 6 carbon, first 5 carbon compound is produced, and 5 carbon, 4 carbon compound is produced. That means what? This is the first decarboxylation reaction. This is the second decarboxylation reaction. So remember, whenever there is removal, D word is used. So removal of carbon, that is in the form of CO2. So this is first decarboxylation. Immediately in the next step, second decarboxylation takes place. So from 6 to 5 and 5 to 4 carbon atom, that is succinyl coenzyme A. Why coenzyme A? Because it gets attached here from the matrix, and that is by succinyl coenzyme A, that is 4 carbon compound is produced. Then here also one more thing, that this is the step where from isocitric acid to oxalosuccinic acid, first NADH2 is produced. Then second decarboxylation and the second dehydrogenation, where second NADH2 is produced here in this reaction while converting from alpha keto to glutarate to succinyl coenzyme A. Then this is now 4 carbon compound, succinyl coenzyme A. Then again shows substrate level phosphorylation, where phosphorylation means addition of phosphate. Try to understand. Phosphorylation means addition of phosphate. So here addition of phosphate means ADP, where IP, inorganic phosphate, is added. First GDP is present, which gets converted by phosphorylation into GTP, that means guanosine diphosphate, gets converted into guanosine triphosphate by phosphorylation. But this doesn't remain in the guanosine triphosphate form. Immediately it gets converted into ATP, that is the most usable form of energy. So though it is produced GTP immediately gets converted into ATP. Then again in this step coenzyme ASH is added, but here again when succinyl coenzyme A with the removal of this coenzyme A again SH, it forms succinate or succinic acid, you can say succinate. So this first in this stage it is added, and again in the next step it is removed. In this step 2 things happening, decarboxylation and dehydrogenation. Here what is happening? Phosphorylation is happening. Phosphorylation is what? Addition of phosphate. So GDP gets phosphorylated to GTP, but GTP immediately gets converted into ATP because this is the most usable form of energy. Then succinate or succinic acid in the next step gets converted into fumarate or fumaric acid by dehydrogenation, oxidation. This is also called as oxidation. Oxidation and dehydrogenation, removal of hydrogen, dehydrogenation, which is accepted by FAD to form FADH2. So this is again the next step where FADH2 is produced. Flavin. Here it is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, that is NADH2. These are the different types of coenzymes which are required in the cycle. Now succinate when gets converted into fumarate, or succinic acid gets converted into fumaric acid by dehydrogenation reaction where FADH2 is produced. Now in the next step this fumarate gets converted into malate. Okay, this fumarate gets converted into malate with the addition of water, that means hydration takes place. This is the simple reaction, and this malate in the last stage gets converted back again into oxaloacetate or oxaloacetic acid or malic acid, fumaric acid, succinic acid. Either you call it as acid or you can call by malate, fumarate or succinate, like this. So by oxidation or dehydrogenation, it's converted into oxaloacetate again to recycle, and at this time again, this is the step where dehydrogenation is that removed hydrogen combines with NADH to form NADH2. So these are the very important steps. How many NADH2 are produced? 3 times. This is the fourth step where first NADH2 is produced. Now this is which step? Sixth step where second NADH2 is produced. Then this is the next step, that is and last step where the third NADH2 is produced. So in this cycle, how many times? 3 times NADH2 is produced. And this is the conversion of succinate to fumarate.
Ma'am, I can't hear you. Hello?
Hello, hello.
Hello?
Children, I just let me know. My connection had gone. I don't know how, but just let me know up to what it was connected. I just came to know just 1 minute before. So up to what you were able to listen. There was some connectivity problem. Just let me know. One of you can unmute and let me know up to what you were able to see and listen. Akshada. Okay, have you heard everything about the cycle when I completed the Krebs cycle? Was it connected? Was I connected over there that time? I completed the Krebs cycle part. Just unmute yourself and let me know up to what
Yes,
you
ma'am.
want to hear.
Yes, ma'am.
I have
Yes, ma'am. Our Krebs cycle is completed.
to listen and see.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay then. It's okay then. Then I will again go to my presentation mode. This is what the next part where without any enzymes showing, without showing any enzymes, simplest form to remember. How to remember it? See, how to remember? First, without fail, you have to show this step, that is from pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A. Then it enters the Krebs cycle and joins with oxaloacetic acid. That means it combines with oxaloacetic acid to form citric acid. Here is the decarboxylation, where
Ma'am, your presentation is not visible.
you are not able to see.
No, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, I will go back again. Okay, I think it has stopped. I will go again to the presentation mode. Yes, I will present again. Yeah, that there was because of that connectivity problem. I think I went out. I will come. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Now it is
ma'am.
visible.
Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we discussed this Krebs cycle, which is given in your textbook, right? But and in each step, very clearly it is shown where the dehydration takes place, where the hydration takes place, where is the decarboxylation, and where is the phosphorylation, and all. Everything is okay. But before that, you learn this sequence. Then you learn the text which is given in the textbook, that diagram, that cycle. So in this Krebs cycle, the simplest form, directly you can't show starting from acetyl coenzyme A, but this step is very important, that is called as connecting link. Okay, that means what? Pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A with oxidative decarboxylation. And then this acetyl coenzyme A enters the Krebs cycle, combines with oxaloacetic acid, and then forms the citric acid, that is the 6-carbon compound. This oxaloacetic acid is 4-carbon compound. So acetyl coenzyme A is the 2-carbon compound. Then when it combines, joins with it, it forms a 6-carbon compound, and with addition of water, removal of water, and then again with addition of water through cis-aconitic acid, then it forms isocitric acid. The middle stage is not shown here, that is above cis-aconitic acid or cis-aconitate, where there is addition of removal of water, and then here it is addition of water. Okay, so this is also okay. If you write citric acid directly to isocitric acid, that is also fine. Remember this sequence. Then here again one step is not shown, that is of oxalosuccinic acid. Okay, where first NADH2 is formed, and then decarboxylation, that is first decarboxylation takes place. This is what decarboxylation means, removal of carbon in the form of CO2. This is first decarboxylation and first dehydrogenation, where this hydrogen gets attached to NAD to form NADH2. So this is the first NADH2 form. Then immediately second decarboxylation, that is here this 6-carbon compound to 5-carbon compound, 5 to 4-carbon compound with the second decarboxylation. Here again second dehydrogenation, so oxidative decarboxylation, this is also called as. So this is second NADH2 form. At the same time, when this coenzyme is released here, this again joins here to form succinyl coenzyme A. At this step, then succinyl coenzyme A, when gets converted into succinic acid, there is phosphorylation reaction taking place, where GDP gets phosphorylated to GTP, and GTP immediately gets converted into ATP. Now one more thing takes place here, where this coenzyme A which is added here, again it is released out, and this succinic acid gets converted into fumaric acid with the dehydrogenation reaction, where this FAD gets reduced to FADH2. FAD gets converted to FADH2, and then fumaric gets converted into malic acid with the addition of water. Hydration takes place, then malic acid gets converted into oxaloacetic acid with the third dehydrogenation reaction, and this is the third NAD form. So remember the steps which are shown in the previous diagram, at what number what is formed. Here it is very clearly observed, but if you think that it is little bit complicated and not able to remember this all cycles, you need to do by heart, write it down, then only you will be able to write it. Remember the sequence. And if you remember what is the meaning of hydration, what is the meaning of dehydration, what is oxidative decarboxylation, what is phosphorylation, then you will remember how the conversion takes place from 6 to 4, 4 to 5, 5, well, whatever. That decarboxylation, removal of C, carbon in the form of CO2. In this way, you have to learn, and this you have to learn by heart only. See now how this sequence of reactions taking place in Krebs cycle can be written in the reaction form. First, what happens? Oxaloacetic acid, which is present in the mitochondrial matrix, that acetyl coenzyme A, when enters the Krebs cycle, it reacts with OAA. This is 4 carbon compound, this is 2 carbon compound, and one more hydration, addition of water, so condensation takes place, and this citric acid, that is 6 carbon compound, is produced, and this is released. CO, that is coenzyme A, is released. This is condensation reaction. Then second reaction is dehydration. Citric acid gets converted into cis-aconitic acid with the removal of water, dehydration. Then again hydration, that means again addition of water. So cis-aconitic acid gets converted into isocitric acid in presence of water molecule. Hydration takes place. Now oxidation first, that means what? Isocitric acid, by adding H, it gets NAD. This NAD, with accepting these H plus 2, it forms NADH2, and isocitric acid gets converted into oxalosuccinic acid in presence of enzyme isocitric dehydrogenase. This is the first oxidation reaction. That means NADH2, first NADH2 is produced, right? Then second, at the same time, immediately decarboxylation takes place. So oxalosuccinic acid in presence of decarboxylase enzyme. This is the name of the substrate, and this is the type of enzyme it is working for that reaction. So alpha ketoglutarate, that means the first decarboxylation is taking place here. That is the removal of CO2. CO2 is removed. CO2 is released. Okay. Carbon is removed. So this 6 carbon compound gets converted into 5 carbon compound with the removal of carbon in the form of CO2. Second oxidative decarboxylation, and second oxidation takes place where decarboxylation, that means removal of C, where oxidation or second oxidation, or you can say dehydrogenation, where this NAD gets converted into NADH2, and this is the second removal of carbon. So this is called as oxidative decarboxylation reaction, where from this 5 carbon compound alpha ketogluteric acid, 4 carbon compound succinyl coenzyme A is produced. Okay, and this coenzyme is added, that's why succinyl coenzyme A. Here once the addition, removal that of coenzymes takes place as and when required. Then the next is what? Here succinyl coenzyme A is phosphorylated, that is first GTP is produced from GDP plus IP, but immediately that gets converted into ATP. So that's why directly here ATP is shown, because that doesn't remain in the GTP form, whereas it gets converted immediately into ATP form. So, and here again this coenzyme is released out. So that is what? Formation of succinic acid from succinyl coenzyme A. Coenzyme is released again. So now the third oxidation is what here? This is substrate is different, where FAD is the substrate, where it is getting converted into FADH2 with the conversion of succinic acid into fumaric acid in presence of enzyme succinic dehydrogenase. The next is hydration, and with addition of water, fumaric acid gets converted into malic acid in the presence of fumarase enzyme. And the last stage, that is of fourth oxidation takes place, where fourth NADH2 is produced by this process, where malic acid in presence of malic dehydrogenase enzyme gets converted into oxaloacetic acid. So total 10 steps are shown in this reaction, and the overall reaction for this Krebs cycle is this pyruvic acid in the mitochondrial matrix 4 NAD plus FAD plus 2 molecules of addition of water, and that ADP plus IP, that means GDP plus IP, that is forming GTP, immediately converting into ATP. So 3 carbon dioxide molecules are released. So 3 times decarboxylation is taking place. Do you understand why pyruvic acid? Because pyruvic acid is the end product of glycolysis. So first decarboxylation is taking place when this pyruvic acid is getting converted into acetyl coenzyme, right? So that's why this is the, and in the Krebs cycle 2 times in consecutive 4th and 5th or 5th and 6th reactions you are seeing decarboxylation. So 3 CO2 are produced. Then how many NAD? From NAD, NADH2 are produced, 4 NADH2 are produced, and FADH2, 1 FADH2 from FAD is produced, and 2 times there is hydration reaction, so addition of water, and at 1 time phosphorylation taking place, that is addition of inorganic phosphate to GDP to form GTP, immediately gets converted into ATP. So overall reaction from which is taking place in the mitochondrial matrix. This is what all these things, these are the raw product, raw material, and in the mitochondrial matrix, what is done, that is these are the products which are taking place from the end of pyruvic acid when it enters that pyruvic acid into mitochondrial matrix. So this is what called as, now the last step is called as electron transport chain or system or oxidative phosphorylation. Now this part I will not explain you right now immediately. I'll come back to the previous diagram, and I want to ask you whether you have understood or not, then only I will come to this part. So this is the last part of oxidative, that is what, the last part is what, electron transport chain. If you have the textbook in front of you, then you just keep it open, and I will come back to this main screen where I will stop my recording also if needed.